All right, Crouton Ramon's House of Math. Pretty sure I'm live. Okay, it says I'm live. So let's talk about tariffs. This simple math. Like I said, the news isn't as much fun if you can do simple math. Let's see here. So Canada, 76%. Make it nice and big here. 76% of all of their exports goes to the US. 76%. That works out to be, huh? Really, is that orange not showing up? That orange is not. Oh dear. All right, well, we'll rewrite it in black. 76%. I do have an autistic student. Every time I do this, I think of her because it would make her crazy for me to mix the ink like this. All right, 76% of their exports go to the United States. Let's try and we'll use red. That works out to 19% of their GDP. In other words, their gross domestic product, that's 19% of their gross domestic product. Right here, I'll put it in pink. There you go. Okay, so 19%, that's, you could round, that's about 1/5 of their GDP depends on their exports to the US. Mexico, very close to the same, 78% of their exports go to the US, but that accounts for 37% of their GDP. More than a third of their GDP is dependent on exports to the US. And again, 78% and 76% of all of their exports come to the US. That would make us their primary trading partner. That would definitely make us their primary trading partner. Now, 37% of GDP. On the other hand, let's take a look at the US. The United States corporation, let's just make that a U. Make a U like this. All right. The US corporation, all of these exports combined work out to 2.7, not even 3% of our GDP. Right? Our exports going to Mexico and our exports going to Canada, about 2.7% of GDP. It's also because the US GDP is so huge compared to Mexico and Canada because of our population and so on. But the idea that they're going to put tariffs on the US and hurt us? No. If you're buying a lot of maple syrup's probably going to cost more. If you're buying, but already, if you take a look at what's going on, Canada especially puts tariffs on all kinds of products, bread and cheese, and well, I don't know about bread, but milk and cheese and TVs, which we don't hardly produce anymore anyway, and all manner of things get Canadian tariffs, and now there's going to be reciprocal tariffs. So you tariff us, we'll tariff you. And I can see where this is going because what's going to wind up happening is, how about nobody has any tariffs? And then we have free trade. And then best man wins. But in the meantime, that's a ways off. But in the meantime, they're going to style and profile and flex and so forth, where this country here, whose number one trading partner and 1/5 of their GDP depends on us. Um, Combined again, 2.7% of our GDP combined. These guys, 78%, 37% of their GDP. I don't think, and if we're going to get into a trade war, this thing's been going around lately. Those two presidents can do that. And they're about to, because we've got this crazy guy who is more than happy. And he keeps using it as a threat, right? 25%, 25%. Okay, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I think it's a bargaining chip. But the bottom line is um, us compared to them should be pretty simple to see what's going on here. You can't argue with the math. Like, they hate it when you start doing mathematics. Because again, the news isn't so much fun when you can do math because you can see who's in the catbird seat, United States or Mexico and Canada. Even Mexico and Canada combined. Right? So one at a time. And these guys, anyway, they don't concert their efforts, to put it that way. So the idea is simple math. Go down to LoansHouseOfMath.com for more.